Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today we have another 6th edition game, Dark Eldar vs Space Wolves. We are playing Big Guns Never Tire, hence heavy supporter scoring, and we have 4 objectives with a Dawn of War deployment, which is the old pitch battle. One objective is here, one objective is here, one objective is in this crate over here, and one objective is behind here. We set up terrain in a mutually agreeable manner, which is randomly. That is actually a mysterious river. And I will quickly go over the armies. My army is a little different than what you've seen before. I have 10 warriors with a blaster lance in a raider with knight shields and trophy racks. I have 10 warriors with a splinter cannon blaster in a raider with knight shields and splinter racks. My Archon has a venom blade instead of an agonizer, regular loadout, phantasmal grenade launcher, haywire grenades, 4 incubi, in a venom with dual cannons and trophies, 5 witches with grenades in a venom with dual cannons, 5 witches with grenades and another venom with dual cannons. My Razor Wing with 2 disintegrators and it's just literally stock. 1 Ravager with knight shields. 6 Reaver jet bikes with 2 heat lances, and that guy's the arena champion. And last but not least, 5 Scourge with 2 haywire blasters. So that's 1,500 points. Versus Space Wolves. What do we have here?
Alright, so mine isn't as nicely painted or as ready as yours, but here's what we got. We got 2 squads of long fangs back there, 4 with missiles, 1 with last cannon, being led by squad leader.
Yep.
We got 3 squads of grey hunters, 7 men, 1 meltagun, 1 mark of the wolfen, and 1 standard bearer in rhinos. We got my rune priest here at the top. I know he's missing a hand.
Is he your warlord?
He is my warlord, yes. He has his little chooser of the slain, his little dragon there, and that's pretty much...
And powers?
I'm going to be taking Murderous Hurricane and Living Lightning.
Okay.
We got my Thunderwolves here. They don't all have Storm Shields and close combat-y goodness.
Yep.
Only one of them has a Storm Shield and one has a Power Fist.
Cool.
And for my Wolf Guard, the 3 in the front here do have Power Fists and Combi Meltas. We got the rest in Terminator armor. 2 with Wolf Claws, 1 with the Cyclone, 1 regular, and 1 with a Power Fist.
Fantastic. So, Warlord trait, he rolled all units within 12 inches can use his leadership.
Yep.
My Warlord, which is the Archon, rolled a strategic trait, and my outflanking units can reroll stuff, except I don't have any outflanking units.
All goody.
I know, eh? Drugs, I rolled +1 attack. And I am deploying first, and so we'll be back. Deployment. Now, it is Night Fight turn 1. This is the first time I've played with Night Fight, so Dark Eldar are actually going to like this. Witches, Ravager, Warriors, Incubi, Big Warrior Unit, Scourge, and Raider. I have the jet bikes and the Razor Wing in reserve. He smartly clustered up and didn't spread out too much. He has Wolf Guard, 1 unit with guys, the Thunderwolves, another unit, Warlord Rune Priest in another unit, 2 units of Long Fangs, holding those 2 objectives with nice avenues of approach up here. And Alex is going to try to steal the initiative.
Oh!
And he was close. These moved up, shuffled. All the firing that I could fired into those Long Fangs to disappear them, gaining me first blood and a victory point for a heavy support. I know. This Ravager fired at that front Rhino, stripping 2 hull points and immobilizing it. And that is a Gravwell generator, so units charging against there will halve their distance. And this is a Skyfire Nexus. Things moved up, searchlighted that Raider, wrecked it, and then killed 2 warriors with ensuing shooting. Everything else moved up over here, also killed 2 warriors from there. In my reserves, I had the Razor Wing show up. I'm moving up towards to engage. Night Fight is now over. By the way, Night Fight is awesome for Dark Eldar, especially with Night Shields. Alex is not impressed with how Night Fight works with Dark Eldar because...
And it's great because Space Wolves lost acute senses.
There you go, that's right. So now these Venoms are just moving up here to engage that Long Fang pack, hopefully doubling them out as well. And then just going to shoot the Thunderwolves and try and bring them down. The jet bikes did not show up. The Venoms moved up, focused fire on the Long Fangs, killed 4 out of the 6, and then the remaining 2 rolled 11 and then 9, so they ran off the table, sadly. These warriors fired into the Thunderwolves, put a wound on a Thunderwolf. The Ravager fired into that Rhino, wrecked it, and they got out, passed their pinning test. That Rhino's fine. The reason why I didn't shoot at it to destroy it is because if I did, then he would be able to charge me. As it stands right now, he can only get out and shoot me, which then means he can't charge me. So I'm okay with leaving that Rhino alive for now. Razorwing showed up and blasted the Terminators with disintegrator cannon fire and killed 2. The 2 Haywire Blasters, brilliant Haywire Blasters, put 2 hull points on that Rhino straight away. And then the 2 other additional lances, that lance and that lance, fired into the Rhino, but to no effect thanks to cover. So now we're moving on to Space Wolf, turn 2. Moved up, immobilized my Incubi Raider with Living Lightning. Moved up, shot, charged here, and I have 3 warriors left after the charge that passed their 3 leadership tests, so I can't shoot at those Thunderwolves anymore. The rockets snapshotted at this, got a glancing hit, but failed to... didn't even do a glancing hit. Rolled a 1 to pen, even with the 1/6 that hit, which was really sad for that, and I made all saves on my Scourge.
Terrible shooting for the Space Wolves this turn. Terrible rolling.
Yeah, in general, it's been... The dice on my side have been on fire, and the dice on his side, but hopefully it'll turn around. Razorwing pivoted, moved up, fired into there, killed a few. And then the Venoms that could fire, fired into there and killed everybody but 2. They passed. The Warrior Squad fired into the Terminators, killed 1. Then the Jet Bikes, who'd moved on here, boosted over him, doing something like 9 wounds, but he passed all his saves, which is awesome. And then the Scourge finally wrecked that, and the Lance killed 1. So they're fine. In combat, I brought out my Archon, who joined the unit of Witches, and they jumped in and killed 2 Thunderwolves. 5-point Venom Blade was awesome. He did like 5 wounds on himself. I'm loving that so far. So great change. I think I'm going to stick with it. And so he stayed in combat with 1 wound left. And then I have Witches in this one still. And then he's got some guys in there still. And the Ravager moved up on this side. Okay, so we're moving on to Space Wolf turn 3. Wrecked this. They got out. This is a pleasant river. Killed the Thunderwolf with my Archon because the Venom Blade is awesome. They got in there. Murderous Hurricane them and Shudder Bolter killed 1. Consolidated 3. They fired into here and killed 2 of the Cabalite Warriors. And then this guy fired into the Scourge and I made all my saves. Because I can make 4-ups apparently.
I'm stealing your dice.
That's right. He wants to steal my dice, which have been on fire today. Okay, and we'll be back. Razorwing moved up, fired into that unit of Grey Hunters, then the little 5-man unit of Witches charged in. There's 2 left. They killed 1 Witch. My Archon threw a Haywire Grenade into that and wrecked it, and then this Venom took out the 3 remaining units, including the Rune Priest, who had taken a previous wound from a Perils of the Warp. They fired into that, killing 1 model, and then the Jetbikes fired into the Terminator. He passed all the saves again, like a champ, and then they failed their charge range. That Terminator, by the way, has like soaked up so much firepower.
He's definitely.
And then this Ravager kind of moved up here because he's a scoring unit, and then they're just sitting on that objective as well. We'll be back. It's turn 4, and we're calling the game. That ended up being a slapfest. Nothing happened. They rapid fired into there, but even if they were holding this, the points ended up being. I get 3. I get 3 points for this. Plus 1 point for killing your warlord, plus 1 point for first blood,
and line breaker.
And I have line breaker, so that would be 4 points on top of
3, so 7.
Oh, and then each long fang pack. 9 points.
Oh my god!
So 9 points to 3, because that they would have taken that. So it's a victory, Dark Eldar victory. Thank you, sir, for coming out for game.
Yeah,
any final quick comments since we have to wrap up?
This list really wasn't tailored against Dark Eldar. I just wanted to see how Dark Eldar fared in 6th edition, and night fighting is definitely your best friend. Probably wouldn't have made them close combat as much Terminators, maybe more shooty wise. Maybe squeeze some points in for another squad of Long Fangs, since you managed to blow away both my squads pretty easily. I could have been mean. I could have brought more than one Rune Priest and see if I could do more Living Lightning and Jaws and all that shenanigans. But otherwise, this is really the second game I had against you and Dark Eldar altogether. So I gotta say, I definitely got a spanking out of it, and I will definitely come back to this with a different mindset and a different list, no doubt.
Fantastic. On the Dark Eldar side, I really like the little subtle changes that I made to my basically what's exactly the same as my 5th edition list. I've added in the Razorwing except for the second Ravager, and so far so good. I'm loving it. And I've subbed out the Agonizer power weapon for a Venom Blade on my Archon, which was amazing because he was doing 5 to 6 wounds per combat phase, and just sheer volume of wounds was what did it for him. The 2 small witch units were fine. I found that I didn't need more. Their main purpose is to sit in Venoms and then go out and hunt tanks or dreadnoughts depending on the situation. The lackluster units, the big unit of warriors, because usually that raider gets destroyed no matter what happens. There's the second time in a row that it's been destroyed before I get to use its upgrades, and it's very expensive. I could potentially drop that and maybe get in 2 smaller units or a small beast pack unit. So we'll see what happens. I love my jet bikes as always. They're super fast. You know, they cross the table in 1 turn. I'm tinkering with the thought of having Eldar allies, and that would be in the form of a couple of Eldar jet bikes with a jet bike Farseer for runes of warding, and it would just be quick, simple, easy. It'd be a scoring, fast troop unit like my jet bikes, and the Farseer would actually join my Reaver jet bikes to make them have insane heroism with divination to give them rerolls to hit and other shenanigans like that. The Scourge, of course, were awesome as always. We actually remembered to roll for Mysterious Objective this time. It wasn't a big deal, but you know, having say a Skyfire Nexus early on in the game could really help against any flies, and I've spoken about that on my blog. Well, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Sorry about the time difference that has been since our last battle report. I've had a new job that I started up, hence I've been very busy with that. As always, you can go onto my blog, Skard.podbean.com. You can leave a comment, show me that you're there. I also have a podcast there. The next episode should be up relatively soon. Also, thanks to 40k Nation, Eternal Warriors Chapter HQ here. You can visit 40k Nation at www.40knation.com. You can also check out 40k Nation on Twitter at 40k Nation, or myself at Skari2. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Skari from the 40k Nation Eternal Warriors Chapter Head HQ Bunker. This is Skari out.